Pindah guys, pindah ke sini guys. Ke Bennett cu.
So that's perhaps the best chance gone now for Sentinels to get some extra damage in. The spike's ticking away, and that allows Hunter Thieves to just play super passively. They don't even have to risk having additional duels. And for Sentinels, they could try to shut down the exit routes to get kills, to force fights. We'll see if they all try to do that. They might get a couple fights here because they are holding these exit positions. Dapper has got the turret set up. Nerd angle Dapper's found. When the swing comes in, Acid and Nitro, they are going to just deal with everything with no problems there. 7 to 7.
Not a horrible eco back. This is a big round. This is a huge round. If Sentinels loses this, they're going to lose all their footing on this defensive side of Thieves. It's already attack sided, and when you find yourself down economically, all this round, it's so hard to claw back in. So this is a big round for Sentinels to come up huge. And the mollies are on the A site plant locations, and that's where it looks like a spike's gonna head.
Nice.
Vandal dip, here we go. Dapper just taking these fights. Asuna though, he is a hard person to beat in these duels, and he is just running this all the way forward, creating so much pressure and presence. And if these have the side control, do they? Tens, oh, he's gonna get stuck in his own smoke there. Nice flank from Asuna as he powered through the halls. And after all said and done, it's 2v2. And look at Steel go, and there's so much time on the clock right now, and Steel's very far away. See if he can find that flank timing.
This is sketchy, because Hiko didn't plan for him. Oh man, Steel's gonna, he's gonna get hurt by Zombs if he keeps running. Oh, this is so scary right now for Hiko. He's got the volley lineup, Stan.
Oh, that's the reason.
Line up nggak tuh?
Steel now, they don't know where he is. He's gonna make the drop happen, and he is in the perfect position. 100 Thieves are set up so nicely for this, but said Hiko's gonna go down. Steel has to do it, and
Nice.
Sick doesn't miss a single beat on that one. Oh, 100 Thieves, they had everything going for them in that 2v2 shot.
Oh, when I saw Hiko with the lineups, I mean,
Keren sih cara main
I
mereka.
didn't think it was losable. I honestly didn't think it was losable at that point. And
I mean, it was a decision between the plant for the lineups or the plant for Steel.
Yeah. I think it was a good idea going for the lineups. I didn't think about it as he goes planting. But unfortunately, you know, if you have one molly lineup location, after you shoot one, someone like Sick is going to push into you, right? Especially on that sky with the guiding light, the trailblazer. He's going to get the info, and he's going to come and take you out. That's exactly what he did.
And that's what gets Sentinels the edge here on the scoreline at least. 100 Thieves have a great buy though. Steel on the Spectre. Take an asset rounds the window, so
because early agent, outfield Mornbot's going to detect him, and he's all alone out here.
Dapper's not showing himself too. That's actually great from Dapper. They still have no idea where he is. And more rotation towards this A site. So, Ethan able to find the kill there onto Shazam. So the opening's towards A, but now Dapper's revealed his position around the pyramids, and we'll get the rotation with the spike towards that A site.
Yeah, I think it's because they know Dapper's alone over here. They know Hiko took out a lot of his utility. There's one molly left on the site. That's not a lot.
The Seekers now to try to make this attack a reality. Good defense from Tens. It's looking very strong indeed. And they just can't get in here, 100 Thieves. They can't make their way into the A site. And they reset, and they really made it look like Ethan's just chilling here in cave as a lurk, trying to pull rotation away. But Sentinels have just stayed strong in the aim battles here, so it doesn't really matter too much. 10 seconds left. This is not happening here. It's going to be a save with Nitro's Operator and Steel's Vandal. So this did not work out, Sean, for 100 Thieves.
Not at all, and Dapper gets his upgrade. Man. Rough round for 100 Thieves right there. And that's a 9-7 score.
Sniper masih bisa dipakai di Blitz ya. Emang keren job pro player.
Let's see if you can find an opening. How on earth would you find an opening with an Omen though?
Yeah. Curious if they'll keep going to that default, that that we saw. I think what was it initially?
97 aja.
Yeah.
B to round A.
They even have a really fast A split through halls and one through the door. It looks like they're grouping around A again, and they're gonna have Steel lurk mid. He had success on the lurk. It's just they lost the round. I mean, that's not a failure of the strat though.
And Ted's looking after the Hall's position, has that operator. And 100 Thieves coming from cave here, looking to circumvent Tenz's position, but set up here with the Killjoy turret, the utility operator from Tenz, Shazam as well. It just feels so strong to move this defense, but that's what they're going to try to do. Can they make it happen? Nice trade coming in from Ethan, gaining some ground onto the sites. You can see now Tenz back with that operator, supporting Shazam. Shazam tries to clear out these close positions. Spike going down with Shazam, goes to deny this. Ooh, he's out in the earth when he gets it. Nitro takes him down, but
Tenz. Dapat 2 ya?
good here now for Sentinels. Still defensive Spikes down in a forward position. 100 D's
Timing.
Ouch.
Oh, Hiko has the snake bite, but there's no spike down and a lot of trouble here.
Everything's known by
Dapat
Sentinels.
sini.
Absolutely everything.
Nice.
And we get Carnage? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Sentinels hold very well there. And so that explosion did not
Keren
work.
banget.
You really, it felt like they were going to get the spike down, right? The paranoia comes in, the guiding light comes in. They use 3 different flashes. The Reyna Lear comes in.
Era sih main mereka.
Put tons of pressure on the A players. But when Tenz responded as Shaz got traded, and then gets a frenzy kill, the frenzy kill is what ultimately caused this round to crumble for 100 Thieves in my eyes. And oh man, this is again, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for this buy.
Ini udah match ketiga ya.
You were referring to the Hiko wall into mid, allows him to lurk.
Kedua.
Take out the drone.
Tadi
We'll
bind.
save those lifer.
Dapat sih itu kepalanya.
Gravitating towards B. Tenz looking after mid.
Dapat nih Asuna nih.
Get the alert play from Steel as well.
Sabar banget.
See what he's able to do with that.
Ooh,
And we'll see the Trailblazer.
I think it also saw him though.
Definitely did see him right at the end there. And that's amazing.
It was very We didn't even catch that 10. What? Shaz from the ropes, but it's a B split.
Give it a trade. Delia goes up and completely ruins Sick in such an open position. Tom's at the back of the side. They haven't spotted him just yet. He gets the 1v1, but Nitro has the game sense. He knows what's up. Takes down Zoms, so the plant on B will come through. 4 versus 2 post plant. Great position for 100 Thieves now. Dapper and Shazam going to do something pretty epic. The lockdown is available, but I don't know if Dapper's going to want to invest that in such an unlikely round.
Mantap nggak tuh?
Clean taps from Asuna. And that's a wrap here. Shazam's going to run away. Save this man, perhaps. Or will you try to go for some frags? Looks like he might be coming back in for another reposition for a frag.
Let's try.
That was such an insanely thought out lurk.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even see it on the minimap because I'm so tunnel visioned on what Tenz is seeing into mid right there. And that's the player that's accounting for both calls and the nest area.
Nest
So they
banget,
draw
mantap.
all of his attention to nest, and at the perfect moment, Steel just walks up A hall and goes on the side of the head. And it's because Tapper, if you look, all of his utilities on his site. So that's a great opening that Steel found right there. But how are they going to continue to shoot rounds?
And they're actually all bolstering this B push. Nothing on the mid or the A side of the map here. So this is very committed from 100 Thieves. This push has to work, going straight into Zoms. Close range. Oh, Zoms gets 3 on the spray. That's insane on that defense. And there's very little left here for 100 Thieves, but somehow they're able to get some frags back. They've got space in
Nice
the backside.
banget
Spikes
itu,
down
sumpah.
at the choke point, and Sick is watching over it from B window. So they have to find something onto Sig. Nitro has the operator, so he might be able to get a challenge in. But the question is, what about these positions from spawn and mid?
R2 controllers, Dan. They have a lot of utility to block vision here.
There. Yeah.
Oh, just mistimed it. And Shazam gets caught going through. That's a spike collected. Thanks to the just as you said, Sean, this utility is coming in huge in this position. Nico not going for the plant straight away. They're going to hear surely some. Yep, they hear the push in.
Nice Sentinel.
But that's actually not paid off.
Jagoan gua boy.
Sentinels are going to steal it away.
Again, these late round potential for 2-on-2s. It looks like 100 Thieves has really good ideas.
3 loh.
Just get almost skill gift, right? The guy peeks out spawn and wins a 1v1 against Nitro offing. Sick goes straight into the Viper's ult, takes out Hiko. And there it is, 11 for Sentinels.
And Zom's actually getting 3 off of that one spray is kind of insane, actually. Like the instant headshot on the second player with the transfer, and then just back to the choke point. Gets one through the
Dapat
smoke.
nih.
Really
Tens.
strong stuff from him. And Tens now watching over Falls in this next round.
Ooh, Austin got vision of him too.
And look at the aggression. Okay, this was info.
Suna yang maju dari atas dari hal. Dapat nih, ketemu sama Tens ya.
We saw him get taken out by this exact play yesterday.
Langsung dibuka ya. Oh, dapat satu.
Here's the push coming from Halls.
Nice.
From Ethan. Oh, wow. Okay, Sentinels, you're talking about the skill diff right now. We're seeing it. Huge effort on this defense from them. Steel and Hiko are left though, and they are able to get this. Well, never mind, the Hunter Shuri will be burned to prevent the plant from going down. But in the meantime, Hiko's actually able to take down Sig, finds him isolated.
2 lawan 2.
I believe also into mid-double doors. And Steel also gets another one there, so it's up to Shazam suddenly. This is looking great for 100 Thieves. Shazam looking for the clutch, both players.
Recon in 6
isolated
then.
positions. Shazam fine, the ball goes back up again, and they get out of there. Safe positions.
Let him know that though. He's right on them. There's a triple on the spike.
Oh, that was close. He was at the trip, but it's time here.
Double
There's the
pick. Double pick.
Ping pong as 100 Thieves fight back. That's fantastic. What a comeback. They were really not looking like they would take that round.
No, not at all. The play by Shaz to sit in the dark cover, recon,
Gila sih.
sneaky little kill through it. The Tens bring out the Blade Storm, getting some of his own. But Hiko settling into the A site and finding Ethan, which then allowed him to plant, steal lifts in. There's just all these little things that had to go perfect for 100 Thieves, and they got it. They finally got the late round.
Big movement from Tens through holes, going really close.
Dapat nih.
With the pistols.
Oh, bisa naik dari situ ya?
Nasna, he knows. All back. Very passive here from 100 Thieves. They don't want to get blown up by any aggressions. Any plays made where Sentinels might be putting lots of players together and then kind of bursting.
You can see 100 Thieves really just trying to fill out this round to make sure they don't run into a stack. Make sure they don't run into a wild 10 somewhere. They're spreading out, finally regroup at A, and this is when the hit comes in. Dark cover going to bridge like always probably.
Der.
Using that utility to secure a spike.
Nice.
Asuna just goes right
Threat
out
kill.
there. Oh no. Uh-oh. This is a problem. That gun is also able to be collected. Asuna just dropped in a forward position. It prevents
Sentinel eco ya. Sentinel nggak eco.
And there's only 30 seconds. They're going to have to commit to this A site, Sean.
This is so sketchy for 100 Thieves.
Kayak Sentinel
That lockdown
menang
is
lagi
so
sih kayak.
unexpected.
Udah sama-sama kecolek 1 ya.
Chance to mess around, and the Sentinels are surely going to just go straight forward and try to collapse on top of them and prevent them from getting the spike planted. 100 Thieves able to defend here, but again, time is of the essence. Anyone in the position to stop it? It doesn't look like it. 100 Thieves get the spike planted. They deal with the very aggression from Sentinels, and they save the round.
Wow. Jeez, that is such a sketchy round for 100 Thieves. The lockdown from Dapper at the pyramids. I mean, the Molly pushes Asuna out in the open, then he locked down the rest of the players. It's just such a heads-up play to do from Dapper. I always wonder how Killjoys can find use of that thing on such a big map. It's exactly how. You do exactly that.
Bisa jadi ini overtime sih.
Honestly, extremely scary. I think a lot of teams would not have been able to convert that like 100 Thieves just did, but Into the next round we go. A super important buy round here. This could be to force Sentinels onto eco. It could be to tie it up 11-11. Thieves, they need a good result here. We get the drone coming out into mid. Lots of info.
It did get the eco though. It didn't make it. Recon will get a ping though. Also doesn't get eco, so his spot completely unknown. Steals out A, but there's a turret that makes sure Dapper's safe behind that same pyramid he left down.
Nice.
Oh, the ding comes in, and that's going to finish off Steels. His lurk has been blown up, and okay, that is a very good response. They get something back elsewhere on the map, and it's tens no less. Will they expect Shazam to be here as well? Ethan has the game sense to be holding that position at that time, but still they're bursting onto the B side. This player's backside, a 2 players on the backside here to deal with. Asuna turns around and takes down Zoms. There's 2 more players to go though. One enemy remains their position here.
Overtime sini.
So now it's all onto Dapper. They know that he's the A anchor, so they know where he's likely coming from. Oh.
Lucky shot.
20 seconds.
Dibalikin nggak tuh lucky shot eh?
Hiko's going to be able to punish Dapper, but that was looking a little bit scary. But 11-11 is the score, and surely Sentinels can't have much to buy with it.
Dan, it's just the layers on 100 Thieves. The lurk from Steel into the lurk from Hiko and trades the 10 kills. He makes a lot of noise, baits the peek into Ethan. Ethan guiding light through the wall. Nitro paranoia's close B. It's all so drilled. It's just one thing after the next. And it nets them the 11th. This round might be for the game, Dan. Look at the money.
Oh wow, yeah, there is something in the tank for 100 Thieves, but I mean, this is scary. And we've got Tens going down halls again aggressively. He's got the Phantom. He's looking for those close range spray downs. Might just find it. Finds Steel and Shazam. The shock dart takes out Ethan. Traded is Dapper. That's a big win. There might still be a chance here. Asuna unleashes the Empress. We know how deadly Asuna is with that Nitro holding the flank. How far did they go here? Sentinels are waiting to see what 100 Thieves are doing. Asuna is creeping forward. He's looking for value at this Empress.
Di press nggak tuh?
Goes down. Asuna here's one go up the ropes. He's going to have to make the risky play. Goes through up onto the flank. Now Asuna could have ruined their chances. Nitro entertaining, dashing past Nitro. 10 takes him down. Asuna has to come out huge. There is one. Gets the heal, but the rest of the players here. He goes the next up here. 100 Thieves has to hold on to this. Asuna now looking, scanning for the next players. The taps come through. This is what he does best. Asuna traded. It's up to Hiko now.
Gila sih.
Managed to find his way out of the Viper's pit. Sick has no idea where Hiko is. It's all about the time here. There goes the tap. Hiko with the snake bite, and that's a wrap. Sick, there's nothing left for him to do, even if he gets the kill. It's been guaranteed by Hiko. The flash comes through. It's all Sick can do to get the operator away, and he can't. It's round for 100 Thieves.
Anjir, sengit banget cuk.
Stones on the young fragger. Asuna pops the Empress. Oh my god, it was a 3-on-5, Dan. The early push from Tense, the shock darts from Shaz. Asuna answers back, immediately pops the Empress. No hesitation, pushes through towards bridge, up and over. I can't believe it. I can't believe 100 Thieves claws their way back into that round. Asuna and Hiko. Oh my goodness, what a round by the two of them.
Yeah, the tension's crazy. That like 20 seconds Asuna's pushing. Walking in the side must have felt like minutes. 12-11, 100 Thieves playing against a couple Spectres. This is the round.
The first time we've seen this kind of play, a triple hall slurp coming out of 100 Thieves. Nitro falls off, 2 still in halls.
There's the Seekers. The crunch comes in. The timing is amazing, but the Asuna drops down straight into 6, and there's nothing left for Sentinels. Zoms against 4 players, truly out of position. This could not be worse for Zoms. 100 Thieves.
Parah, sengit banget cuk.
Got this map. They just have to deal with Zoms now. What a drill, Sean. The coordination of that was just perfect to the millisecond.
Just an absolute masterclass from Steel on in-game leading this entire half. And here's off in this 1-on-4. In the poison orb, Nitro takes him out. Dan, we have a tie
sick game there from 100 Thieves. Sentinel looked so good, just the way that 100 Thieves were
Anjir.
and that moment, as you said, between Asuna and Hiko, the last.
Kita lihat si KD ini. Iya. AFK. Bang Serut. Ice box. Satu lagi mana ya? Satu lagi di aksen ya. Halo. Cek. Cek. Halo. Cek. Halo. Bagusan mana nih guys? Mana suaranya? 1, 2, 3. Segini 5 apa? Halo what's up guys everybody. Halo what's up guys. Nah, I think this now Close. Halo, what's up guys everybody. Hello, what's up guys. Thieves now. Main nih. Thank you banget ya yang udah sawer. Kalian the best. Main. Kayak kelarnya sampai jam 6 sini.
Stranger sent you to.be.
In A main, and the round is effectively over. Ethan can't do anything. We also saw another round that was turned around really easily by 100 Thieves. They go for a B execute of 3v5. They turn things around with some good utility use, and of course Asuna being the tip of the spear, he comes in and gets a couple of kills to equalize, bring things to a 3-on-3. Post play takes place on B. So we did see that towards the tail end, and then obviously towards the last round, that 3-player mid push where they split onto the A site. You love what they were doing. It's clear they've been working on their breeze play. They had a couple of different things they were throwing into the fold. But that last round is really awesome just to see that come to fruition for them to close out the game as they just did.
Yeah, and by the way, the Hiko clutch was like we call it a twofer. It was like a three-fer. He was able to win the round. He was able to get the kill. No players left alive at the end of the game. But also the op wasn't picked up as well once the fight was won. But let's break things down for what's about to happen on Haven now. Van Silly, there's been a little storyline when it comes to 100 Thieves and Haven, and it has to do defensively. Going into this map, if they want to go up yet another map to make it 2-1, what do you want to see for them? Because you know their attacking side is definitely good.
Well, it's totally different from what I remember from 100 Thieves when they were really having like these comeback games on Haven, when this was days where Steel was still in the Cypher. You also had Nitro playing the Omen, but now that they have the triple initiator, they've been a lot more aggressive.
Terakhir
Will it work
adanya.
now against a team that's so strong on a map like Haven? We were just talking about before, DDK and I going into this series saying, and 100 Thieves, if we want to make this a series, they actually have to win the second map. If not, it would have been a 3-0. So at this point, I feel like it could be competitive. There could be some very close games that we know 100 Thieves are able to do on this map. But still against Sentinels, I feel really bad. Every single time I'm like, oh man, it's so good. This is going to look good for 100 Thieves, but it should be Sentinels. But in the end, it's still Haven and Sentinels on this map.
That's why I look forward to them playing on the international stage, because then I don't feel bad. I don't feel like we're rooting against our own by being like, oh, Sentinels are going to win, Sentinels are going to win. I mean, they already played on this map once throughout this tournament. It's 13-8 in favor of Sentinels. And like you had mentioned, the defensive side left a lot to be desired. So I do believe that Sentinels should take this the way that they did before. I would love to see 100 Thieves get double-digit rounds, though.
I mean, we would love to see that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it sounds like the desk is still unanimous on Sentinels winning on Haven. Team 100 Thieves will prove all of us wrong. Let's lock it up and go over to Haven. Sean and DDK, take it away.
Haven.
Here we go. So we're going to have to see if there's adjustments, Sean, because, I mean, in theory, if you want to frame it like this, there is a positive spin for 100 Thieves, because they got crushed by Sentinels previously, so that puts them in a situation where they've got more that they can actually work with in terms of coming back with adjustments to fix what went wrong and also to maybe surprise Sentinels, right?
I actually agree. I know. It sounds crazy, but as an in-game leader, when you get dominated by a team and you run into them later in the tournament, you can change everything. They don't want to change anything. They think they're just going to own you on the map, right? It's their map, and it's just gifted to them. I would be shocked if 100 Thieves does not approach this map slightly different than the first matchup they had against Sentinels. And I'll say this. In that first matchup, Dapper played Killjoy, I believe, for the first time on that map, as opposed to Cypher. Right, he had been playing Cypher a lot, and that probably threw Steel for a loop. How can Sentinels get that same tactical advantage this time around?
Yes, and also KO. You know, KO is definitely an agent that's. I mean, there's not nearly as many reps with that kind of a composition too. So,
yeah,
you know, presumably Steel will have also found some extra ways to optimize this comp around KO as well. So, really curious as to whether, I mean, I would assume that he's going to stick to his guns in the composition. So we're about to find out here as we see 100 Thieves and Sentinels picking their agents here for map 3 of this best of 5, Haven.
Hiko's such a boomer. He's
entertained.
We have the standard comps like you were expecting. Hiko's going to go to Sova. Let's not play that game with him anymore. Dapper again on the Killjoy. Tens again on the Jet. And I'm sure Sick could go several ways here, actually. I mean, Sentinels have given so many Haven looks. He could go Sky, he could go Phoenix, he could go Raze. There's a lot of things Sentinels could do right now with Sick that could change things up. And there it is. There's the Phoenix pick coming in.
That's pretty cool, actually. I think there's a lot of ways you can say that, like Phoenix. I mean, that's most of Sky's kit is just overall going to be better.
Yes.
But at the same time,
he played
run
it against them
back.
He did play it against them a couple days ago, Dan. And I'm going to say this before you go against Phoenix. He was 7-1 in opening duels in that matchup. 7-1. That's a big difference maker right there. And overall in this map, I mean, it was 13-8, the scoreline, right? It's kind of lopsided towards Sentinels. The First Bloods are outrageous in this matchup right here. It was 16-5. Yeah, 16-5. Like, that's insane. Sentinels wiped the floor with them in the game. So, can they have that success again?
Yes, and you know, definitely to be clear, definitely not knocking Phoenix. And one of the things that's pretty amazing about Sick as a player is he can go to so many different agents and so many different looks, and just Phoenix is such a solid bread and butter thing for a map like Haven as well. You can build a lot around Phoenix. So I'm really curious to see how 100 Thieves are going to make their comp work, especially with the KO, right? Because that's, I mean, do you see a lot of evolution that, from that still, Sean? I mean, of course, it's so new, so I feel like the obvious answer is yes. But 100 Thieves, they've got a lot to live up to considering how badly they got slapped the first time around a couple days ago on this map against Sentinel.
With a flash for front beat. Just right up in there with the frenzy. There's a molly on the plant location though. It's not going that way.
Going straight in, gets shut down by Tens though. That frenzy doesn't do what Asuna wanted it to do. And Tom's at the back of the site here on C. Looking to hold that down. He's got so much support too. Sentinels are all over this right now. There is not very much going in the way of 100 Thieves. Just Nitro at the back of C, and he's down as well. All right, brute force versus brute force. And it looks like Sentinels win that battle this time.
Yeah, we've seen 100 Thieves try this style of pistol before in the playoffs. But the adjustment was having Asuna dash right, and that battle against Tens was massive, because you could see on the mini-map right away, Sentinels recognized the tactic, and 3 people were rotating spawn to C. They didn't want to play the retake. They full fought for it, and they're sick on the Phoenix, coming in huge already.
Scanning ahead.
And so it's the anti-eco here now for Sentinels. But 2 players on EA sites in defense with the Spectres. Just now I'm getting that info just in case this is all a fake. And you can see that in fact it is. They're falling back into mid.
Yeah, and look at what Sentinels have done. I mean, Dapper is just so aware of the style of round 100 Thieves wants for these ecos. He's left C completely.
Storm's there with the spray, trying to get a lot of value out of that one. Oh, the dash comes through with the spray. It's good. Those Spectres. And, oh, they get a kill, but I think, Sean, the whole purpose of this was to secure a spike plant, get the extra money, and they didn't manage to get the spike plant.
Sentinel win, yo-e.
Yeah, I think when you catch Zoms in that location, you suppress Dapper, you're hoping for a little bit more than 1 in that scenario. And definitely, yeah, I agree, you want the spike plant for sure. But they don't get it, and Sentinel's going to go into their bread and butter, where, you know, Shaz is going to play this long position, the gravity well right there in A lobby from Zoms, and Steel, on the other hand, I don't know if he has the 0 point out or a flash that he's chucking over there towards Shaz. But this is a garage play. Oof. One way smoke pushes Sick off, and here it is.
He's going to have to get out of there. Dapper trying to hold onto the position, also falls back, so the question is, can they hold back C now? And so far, this critical position is being held by Sentinels. The flashes, the curveballs coming through.
Nice.
That wall is actually huge as well. Dapper, let's get traded out, but Sick is going to push the issue, takes down the spike. Now on the ground, and it's a 2 versus 4 here. The 100 Thieves, they are in a lot of trouble against these. This is the bonus buy, let's not forget, from Sentinels. 100 Thieves need to get more out of this if they can. 2 versus 4, Sentinels not going to give them anything. The position's better for Nitro. Trades come through strong from Sentinels, and that's the 3-0 for them.
Wow, it's like 100 Thieves is trying to play the NB Sentinel style. We saw their Haven looked a little weak, right? It looked slow. They were getting picked apart. They're approaching today very different. These are very, very fast takes that they're running. And it's just a little too sloppy when you play a team like Sentinels. They're getting picked off, and they can't get their way back into the round.
Seeing some of the power of that Phoenix as well, that wall creates so many questions. But into the next round we go. It's a save. We've got a couple of sheriffs here, and Ten's already kicked things off, taking out the duelist star player Asuna. 100 Thieves are hamstrung at the beginning of this round, so we'll see if they can get any additional value by getting some kills here, getting some picks.
Sentinel dong bang, yo-e, Sentinel boy. Nice. Sakit loh itu.
No fear at all. The ult situation is getting really scary here right now.
Ngeri.
We're about to see, I mean, almost everybody has their ults on 100 Thieves, but no one actually has one just yet.
Yeah, and
Sick
you know what that means?
back.
That means that the game, if I were on Sentinels right now, with the pizzas looking the way they are on 100 Thieves, I think they're going for the C orb. But you can see neither team actually is going to fall for it. They're going to go with an A strat here on 100 Thieves. I mean, it looks like it's going to be pretty fast. Like, Pico's Recon's going to hit that long wall. Steel's got the 0 point ready as well. It's going to get the short A player.
Yeah. And Shazam is one off of the Hunter's Fury, so he wants that ult orb, but he's not going to be able to safely get it, so that's going to be denied. Sick goes down. Don't think he's able to use the running back as well, so that's a really solid opening despite the trade off on Steel.
Concealment.
Again,
Dapper
Shazam
spammed
didn't
him.
get that ult orb.
Dapper actually spammed him for the trade.
Good cover there from Tens.
Dibantai
Sensing
early
someone
nggak
might
tuh?
try to
Iya dong, anjir.
use Shazam in
Sentinel
the
boy.
drone.
Tens Gaming.
Sight now, here comes the push. Nice opening pick there from Shazam. Trades are in. Tens is still alive,
Tens.
doing damage. Dashes away after the frag. That's a huge advantage thanks to Tens or Sentinels.
Ooh. Dapper, no lockdown yet. Yo, Sentinels has the advantage here, 2-on-3. Nitro has his paranoia. I think he's going to save it for the retake and try to get a cheeky kill.
Might work out too because
Coba
everybody's coming from
nge-retake
spawn here.
nih.
Nitro's lining up the paranoia. There it goes. The swing
Yeah.
from Asuna. And he's going to take down one.
Swing.
That is a huge effort. Don't know about window just yet. Asuna and Nitro trying to work this position. The lineup comes through and 100 Thieves
Satu guys,
able to
satu guys.
clutch that round. Beautiful.
Oh, and they had to work for that frag, right? The paranoia does indeed come for the retake. But you could see how hard it was for that player to swing default with a gravity well under them, a turret right there. The turret was paranoia too. That's hilarious.
Oh wow, just
Yeah,
so
indeed.
such a great handle on that situation from 100 Thieves. You gotta hand it
Look
to
at
him.
the ult, and the
Strike.
KO ult is definitely
my
coming in.
God.
This A side Sick might not be able to ult himself. Is it gonna happen?
Placed on out. Charging
There
forward.
it is. There is no running back available for Sick.
Asu's got position. He's clearing out so
Entry.
much space here. Nitro with the TP.
Ooh, Nitro fakes
Actually
the
cancels
ult.
it.
Yeah, I think it was just a safety net and also really... Oh no.
That's a problem. Asuna goes down. That
Parah
makes
sih itu.
this a lot less scary, but the lineup there from Eco and the Seeker's coming up behind that as well. Tens, he's pulled out the Bladestorm. He might have to initiate for his team for them to get back in. Hunter's Fury available for Shazam still. They have everything, the lockdown as well.
Wah, Tens.
Run it
Yoi,
back, here
Tens
it goes.
parah sih.
Ethan feels to be stuck in the corner. Tens manages to make his way out of the window.
Oh,
Does
the
get
molly for
taken
the
out.
lockdown. Does it hit Dan?
Don't know that it's going to be good enough. There it is. There actually does do enough damage to take down the lockdown, but they keep pushing in Sentinels. Just have to worry about Hiko now. Hiko, if he can just delay for long enough with the shock dust and the spray, he might be able to make this work. He takes down Dapper, and that's it. Hiko's clutched around. There's no time for this one. Sam has to run, and 100 Thieves managed to hold on. I cannot believe it.
Unbelievable shock darts from Hiko. You can see he gets one onto Sick. They do the diffuse shuffle, and the second one is just so true. Perfect onto Dapper as he finds Sick. Oh my god, but the molly from Steel, how does he have how does he have the mental fortitude to focus on throwing that thing, Dan? Oh my, there's so much going on.
I don't know, but it's just like this is the stuff you've got to do to win rounds against a team like Sentinels. Like it's insane the levels that you have to go to. 100 Thieves looking prepared right now. Gravity Well will slow down Asuna's approach. That said, Sean, you know, Sentinels do have 100 Fury and the Cosmic Divide back, so they have a great retake potential, and you can see that they're using that. They're playing really passive on the A side. They're all shored up towards garage control and C control.
Yeah,
So they're
keren
ready
banget.
for the retakes here, Sentinels.
And like you said, Shaz has that Hunter's Fury. He's playing passive to use it. Sick finding Steel in mid is super cute. Shaz caught in heaven. The A side has lost. The Hunter's Fury is out of the picture.
That is an unexpected but very good find for 100 Thieves.
Parah sih mereka mainnya.
Nitrous Haven lurk timings are often
Nice.
very good. But here comes the push from Sick. You got to hold on to
Nice
this
trap
site.
kill.
Tens and Zoms left alive. And that gravity well is causing problems for Hiko. He can't win against Tens. And now it's this lurk. He must surely know what's going on. It's too obvious
Gigi
for
banget
Zoms.
mainnya Tens.
And Sentinels will convert that one. 5-2 in the lead now, Sentinels.
Wow. The presence of mind of Zoms. It's like he knows this controller lurk style. He's a controller of his own, right? He's helping his team out with all the Asher abilities. The Cosmic Divide comes in, like you said. And he's just so aware of what Nitro likes doing. He's walking to the site as his team is full retaking.
Keren banget sih, parah.
Beautiful work there from Sentinels. Scanning ahead. Shaz still has 100 Fury as well, so it's always such a powerful ult on this map. You can see how passive the setup is here actually overall for Sentinels. I mean, they've got a couple peaks there on A long, but otherwise they're pretty passive across the map. They don't want to give up any easy picks to the Sheriffs.
Has playing the short position with his 2 shock darts. Very difficult to make that
Dapat lagi nih.
trek up short A versus the 2
Tens,
shocks.
ada tens.
Ooh, the drone survived.
Yeah, it's quite annoying.
Shazam.
Really big effort from 100 Thieves to try to get something in there. Largely being denied. Sick of that. Just awkward off timing out of garage, able to get a flanking kill, and not much left now.
One enemy remaining.
No.
Sheriff headshot. No, the Sheriffs are gone. And Eco is going to get taken out as well. Flawless rounds coming through for Sentinels on the defense. 6-2 up.
Ngeri, ngeri,
And
ngeri,
100
ngeri,
Thieves. I
ngeri,
mean,
ngeri,
they've shown
ngeri.
us a lot of great stuff, Sean. It's just not quite enough.
Yeah, it's it's crazy because those 2 rounds were gorgeous. They were fantastic rounds, and it feels like they're doing better than they are. But it's 6-2. Sentinels has so much money. They have good ults to work with. 100 Thieves has no ults. They have nothing. So they're gonna have to win this round by skill. Good luck.
Win the round by skill. So no defaulting around the A lobby position. Looks like 100 Thieves will change up the approach completely. Might catch Sentinels on because they haven't gone fast like this.
No gravity well.
He's hiding his position, but they don't know about him. And in fact, I mean, the skill comes into it. Just the gunplay is working nicely for Sentinels. They just win the gun battles. It's just as simple as that. Steel is unable to do anything from this position. Here's the flank coming through. Dapper's ready for this. Oh, Dapper, how dare you? Trying to play with Steel. 7-2 now for Sentinels. They're making Haven look really easy.
They really are. I mean, it's crazy because 100 Thieves has tons of good looks and they have some good ideas with the KO. But when they play the cream of the crop in NA on Haven right now, I don't know what it is. The speed at which the defense is rotating on their hits, they can't enter the sites. It's too slow. And again, they're going to go back to A. But it's another eco, and we're entering must-win territory at this point.
Another eco.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of Bind, but feels worse somehow. But we'll see what 100 Thieves are able to do. Okay, so Steel might get a chance for one-shots here and have to be able to land it if it's given. Nothing given.
Sour.
And that is by design. Sentinels want
Kalau
to
kalian mau
start
sour,
100
ini nih,
Thieves of any
cari aja di
possible way.
Saweria XQB.
Yeah, no need to peek.
Soalnya
The turret will be
di
first
botnya
contact
belum
with Dapper. He
dimasukin.
doesn't need to peek. The paranoid comes in, blinds the turret, and there's Dapper.
Dapper dapat 2 boy.
And the Nanoswarm helping him out as well, funneling these players is all under control right now for Sentinels. That said, Ethan's able to eventually get the trade, looking for the spike plant perhaps, but no spike plants, just the 2 kills. And that's the round for Sentinels as expected.
Dibantai.
And now we are, as you say, in that must-win territory. 100 Thieves must at least get 3 or 4 rounds here to work with moving into the second half. But the question is whether they can do it. So far, success has been difficult to find.
Oh. And then the lockdown on Dapper, the Hunter's Fury on Shaz. It's not only taking the site, it's do you have the plan afterwards to deal with those ultimates? The 100 Thieves, they finally have a few ults of their own. And it looks like, again, the start of the round is going to be this A take, but I would imagine it's going to fall towards B based on how Steel and Nitro are positioned.
And it's winning this early A lobby control, getting that early information. Trailblazer is destroyed. the same time, we see Seal working garage control. Nothing in garage though. Sick might have an opening, or rather, sorry, Zoms might have an opening, an angle if Seal goes deep here, which looks like he might try to challenge this position.
Oh, this is a crazy off angle. Zom saw it. He knows. Oh, Steel's in big trouble right now. He thinks he has a solid lurk because he did not see Zoms.
I've got your track.
Goodbye, Steel. Goodbye, Steel.
Oh, even though Steel was actually quite ready for that, Steel gets obliterated. Spike is making its way towards C here, so this is a push that looks like an A play, and it looks like actually the Spike is being carried by Hiko towards A. He's just going to be very late. 30 seconds to plant that Spike. Sick is looking to challenge a short position. He's got so much space. Hunter's Fury comes through, but this is looking very, very hard right now for 100 Thieves. Asuna only gets a single frag, and Hiko not connected with his teammates here to try to trade off of these kills. He's going to get taken down as well. All too easy for Sentinels, 9-2.
9-2.
Last round before the switch.
You can feel the desperation too when you watch 100 Thieves. All the rounds prior are so tactical, so grouped. Here, the in-game leader for 100 Thieves tries to get a lurk play into Garage, and it's just, again, the answers are always had by Sentinels. They have the perfect reactions to whatever 100 Thieves is trying to do. And whenever 100 Thieves has success, it's almost miraculous. Like watching the rounds they win here on Haven.
Get out of my way.
So it might call for a change of pace, a change of something. We'll get a much quicker approach coming through. Garage control taken immediately for Steel. He's found a huge opening all the way through the window as well. Asuna nailing Sick in B, and they are swinging onto the C side. What a split here coming in. This high energy play is paying off massively for 100 Thieves. There's nothing left for Sentinels. They've got Jazam and Dapper against 5 players. Any position they want. Oh, okay.
Still an incredibly hard retake. I mean, 1 frag is great. Sentinels are in a 2-on-4 here.
One enemy remaining.
Okay.
Bisa nih.
Chaz in a
Trade
1-on-3.
Standing ahead.
1v3. Very tough. Trying to get the pings, gets
Kerikan
pinged in
gitu.
return. Jazz is trying to make it as painful as possible. Sentinels obviously have so many buys upon buys, so might as well try to make this really difficult. Yeah, extra kills.
Well, he actually has to win this one, man. It's the last round of the half, and you can see he's just,
of course.
There's no hope. There's just no hope. But
no hope.
I agree. The change of pace coming in from 100 Thieves right there. The KO ult. It allows you to do things that you would normally hate doing. Steel pops it and is running through his own Jet's one-way garage. Because if he dies, he's just going to get rezzed by a teammate who trades him out. So I love the idea from 100 Thieves. It's just, was it too little too late?
Was it too little too late? That's a good point. Haven's been difficult. Can they get a better showing going into the second half? We're going to find out after this quick break.
Tiga menit guys. Jangan lupa di subscribe ya. Tadi sebenarnya ini live-nya di Nemo sih karena ke Bennett cuk. Parah sih. Di Nemo di Bennett. Ini nggak bisa live di situ. main guys.
On their defensive pistol, but they've opted for just a 1-1-1-1-1-1
Revealing area.
motion. So I think Sentinels is actually, they're in a setup to try to counter the push, and you can see they're worried about the C push right now. They're very worried about it, but nothing's happening. So I actually give the huge advantage to 100 Thieves at the start of this round.
Yeah, Shah's pulling out the drone, looking to get info on B. Oh, that is unexpected. 10's like just a backstab as well, so I think that works out better for 100 Thieves in this position. That was trying to find his way forward, takes the shot dart, at least. Hiko goes down. And the spike plant should be guaranteed here now, I would think.
Steel is hot on the heels of Shazam right now, Dan. I think he has a great timing for this flank.
Yeah, his teammates will need to try to wait for him to get the position. Now the distraction comes in. It's all a distraction for Steel to get something out of this. Might get two. Beautiful there from Steel. Good execution. They know where Shazam is. Dagger comes out. Shaz can't access his abilities, but he has the ability to shoot the classic, and he's shooting the classic, and everyone dies!
Shazam, Shazam.
That was not supposed to happen.
Ah, Shazam
Shazam
parah
was
sih.
supposed to be just dead in that position.
That's backbreaking if you're 100
Ini-
Thieves right there. Steel with a great flank. Definitely
klasik enak banget,
overcommits on the
sumpah.
fight. The 0 point might take away your abilities, but it doesn't take away your aim. Shaz wins the 1-on-3. Woo.
That's got to feel so demotivating, so just brutally deflating for 100 Thieves. We'll see what they can do here. They're going to be force buying. They have to. They're so far behind. They need to just win every round. As unlikely as it is that they may win a round with less than a full buy, they've got to take that chance.
Langsung di push nggak tuh?
Look at Stagman. He has Hiko there with him. Will they expect a second player?
This needs to be a result here.
Yeah, it
For
does.
Hiko. He's a ghost, and it's a bait setup with Steel, but surely I would imagine
seems so
Sentinels are ready
obvious.
for this.
It feels so
Yeah.
obvious.
Nice.
It does.
Placing swarm turrets, swarm grenade out.
So far, all these plays are failing. Steel able to take down Dapper, just barely
Dapat,
survives on 10 HP. So maybe there's a chance that they shut down the short play, and everyone's funneled through C. And another one for Steel. In fact, maybe this could work out. The paranoid comes through, it misses, just barely misses Zoms. He stays alive, 46 points of health. This round might be alive here. Ethan and Nitro is still fighting for 100 pieces, up to 6 now to try to save the day. For Sentinels, the transfer coming through, trying to get both players down with the Spectre. There's the Hot Hands to try to heal with the last bullet, finds the headshot of Nitro.
Wah,
For the
Eden.
Red Bull clutch.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
it's written in the tablets. Sure.
Yeah.
There is a prophecy made thousands of years ago that Sentinels will win this map, Haven. You can't stop it.
Yeah. I mean, how do you mentally come back from these rounds? It's just, this A site has been so awful to 100 Thieves. Oh my god. Hunter Mims coming in with the 1-on-2, putting Sentinels on 11. And we're going to have another buy coming out of 100 Thieves. They can't just give up a round at this point. They need to win now.
Yeah, it's a tough life. 100 Thieves. Smoke there on B, and 100 Thieves, you know, giving up the A side pretty much. They're going to go for a mid push here. They have Asuna creeping out with the Spectre. Might find a timing. Pull back though. They're going to hear all the noise towards A lobby.
Sure gives the dart cover for short A. Hiko's actually playing from heaven with that Bulldog. What can he possibly do against this? What looks like it could be a 4-player short A hit.
Ooh. Freebie for Asuna though. Is there a second? Oh, the dash comes through. It does get taken out. And the rotation comes through. This actually does put Sentinels not in the best spot now because they know that players could be lurked. Nitro has a shot here. He's got a shot, but he turns away at the last possible second. The timing is not his friend. And the splash comes in, but that doesn't work either. Sentinels looking really strong on this march towards C.
30 seconds left.
It does seem like everything that could go wrong is going wrong for 100 Thieves in this game of Haven. It really does.
It does indeed. And what actually made Sentinels leave the A site is Steel's rotate. The 0 point hits the wall, suppresses, I think, all 3 short, if not 2. So they can't hit the site going through that dark cover. And they just run into Nitro, who gets timed perfectly. Alright,
okay,
Dan.
so fighting back from like map point now for 100 Thieves. This could be such a long comeback.
Gila.
Yeah, this is going to be a ridiculous comeback if 100 Thieves can pull this off. Starts with that Vandal Steel's holding.
Match point.
Yes.
13-12.
It's difficult too because
12.
they may want to be aggressive, take
13,
initiative
13.
from Sentinels, but Sentinels, I
12,
don't
3.
think that they will get caught off guard very easily. And it's very risky to, on a map like this where the rotations can be punished so hard, it's very risky. You don't want to give even 50-50 duels at the beginning of the round on the defense. You need to have setups at the very least, and there's only so many of those you can try to run. So we're going to see a more passive approach from 100 Thieves, similar to last round.
Oh, Steel just had a 0 point lineup from backseat that broke Shaz's drone.
And he's got the finishing shots too. Beautiful. Six going to try to go in, entering forward with that one at back. It's not going to work out. Great hold so far from 100 Thieves. He's on, like holding this C site. And Asna's coming in to assist the window, garage window. Got to be really careful here. Doesn't want to give up this position. He doesn't need to do more just yet.
Steel. Hand is on the verge of making a play here.
Bisa klik
Slamming
sini.
here for Nitro. There goes the Paranoia. They are absolutely destroyed in that carriage position. Frag grenade comes through as well. Steel putting all the pressure on that position.
This sees 2 suppressed and he has second thoughts. Maybe not.
Flawless nggak
Great
tuh?
round from 100 Thieves. The flawless comes through off the back of Steel's sharp shooting from backseat. Utility kind of just closes everybody, just basically makes them just stuck in garage forever.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. He suppresses both those players along C, which breaks the Sova drone, by the way. So the second it hits the Sova, he loses his drone, 400 credit ability, and then also gives Steel the info. Takes out the running back, pops the ult. Everything is just looking so good for Steel that round.
Just have to do it 8 more times.
That's it, Dan. Just 8 more.
Bisa sih ini menang.
Okay, we're going to see a faster round coming through. You know, pick up of this ult orb towards C. Cover there as well. Blade Storm activated. The 10s. It's very scary. And 100
Jadi
Thieves, I like
tinggal
this,
2
taking
mid
forward control of
saja.
A lobby.
2 mids. Aksen.
God, Tens is coming right into the start cover.
Match.
Nice transfer coming through. 100 Thieves looking really strong in. Foul burst to get away.
Split sama Icepool.
They've taken away a
Sen
lot
nggak
from
dimainin.
Sentinels, but that Blade Storm, I think it's still... I think maybe the knives were all missed, I'm not sure though. Either way, it's a 2v4 for Sentinels. Zom's just going to desperation play. Walk into B. Might be able to, like, if he goes to the right link, find a flank
Oh, he's in
timing.
mid noise. Oh, Zom's in B site. You're right. He had a timing. He really did. Seekers come out, and that'll let them know Tens is also coming B.
Kind of scary here. Tens is stuck in a really awful position. Multiple elevations to watch out for, and good cleanup from 100 Thieves. And you have to do it 7 more times. Well, I mean, it's got a... they're looking great
Kalau
now, but
ini
it's,
Sentinel menang
yeah,
fix
it's just
kayak
the fact that you can't. There's no
100
margin
Thief
for
lawan
error, it's just
NC kemarin sih.
difficult to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main problem is they have no wiggle room, right? So they have to survive probably a couple lockdowns from Dapper, a couple Hunter's Furies from Shazam, a couple run it backs from Sig.
Bagus banget.
Like, all these ults are so hard to deal with, and they have to be flawless. Good position by Nitro, though. Will they expect it with the recon?
Terrible coming in. Hiko has to support. He's got to keep Nitro alive. This is kind of dangerous, actually. Lockdown comes in elsewhere towards Garage. Hiko able to keep his teammate alive, and then some. So Sentinels just burned their lockdown in Garage.
Maybe feeling a bit too comfy, Dan. I don't like what I'm seeing out of Sentinels.
Yeah.
They do this sometimes. When they just feel so dominant, they start playing a little bit loose. I've yet to see them blow a match like this, though.
Yes. But I'm trying to work out the argument on that lockdown. They will manage to get the spike back under control. Shazam's picked that one up. And at the same time, 100 Thieves is slowly but surely clearing these positions to get onto a flank, and see that's going to reward Ethan nicely. They know where Zombs has to be, and Ethan will finish that one off too. Excellent mechanics as always. Ethan's so reliable, and that is 6 rounds now. So 100 Thieves deal the anti-eco, and it's back to the buy round here for Sentinels.
Indeed, I think Shaz still has that Hunter's Spree. He does, and the Cosmic Divide. Yet again, another very difficult hold to make here. Asuna has the Blade Storm on deck with his Operator. Ooh, I don't know how 100 Thieves keeps pushing the issue. They've been very aggressive towards A lobby thus far.
Hiko wants that orb as well to get his Hunter's Fury, but I think it's denied. I think you can see that Sentinels really don't want to allow that to happen. That wall's going to allow Sick to get a bit closer. Oh, okay, gets tagged by the drone. That's just enough time maybe for Hiko to get this, but you can see he's so worried about them trying to pick him, and it's actually working to their favor because Sentinels are trying to hang out to deal with Hiko. Hiko gets the kill, so he doesn't need the ult orb now.
So cheeky. Steel tosses the Molotov into the corner, and that gives the opening for Hiko, who kills the 10 swinging to try to save Sick.
And now they can play retake because of Hiko's ult. The question is, he's just got to make sure he doesn't give up the frag here. It's very, very scary. Flash in, is going to miss. With the control coming in here from 100 Thieves. Again, they know that they can play the retake here. Cosmic Divide, though, will allow Sentinels in.
Look how quick they are to take these positions, Dan. Immediately, turret, top default. Sick has the molly out. Shaz, Hunter's Fury ready at long A. This is going to be a hard retake right here for 100 Thieves.
Here he goes, Asuna with the Blade Storm out. We've got the Hunter's Fury coming in as well, tagging players. Able to take down Dapper, big win. There goes the dash up drop. Sick somehow lands the headshot on the airborne Asuna. And now things swing in the favor, though, of 100 Thieves. They've got the advantage, but not for too much longer. It's trades upon trades. Now down to Sova, Hiko versus Shazam. And there is some time here. There's the tap. Pressing forward. Shazam has nowhere else to go. He's got to jiggle this. He's got to try to win this with the jiggle, but it's Hiko who takes it down. Is there enough time, though?
No time.
There's not enough time for Hiko. Is there enough time? I don't know. It's so close here for Hiko, but he will get taken down. And it will be the round. It will be the map for Sentinels. Haven in the bag, 13-6. It felt like it was going to happen, Sean. Maybe from the start.
It really did. I mean,
Sentinel
Sentinels around that A site in general. Their takes of A, their holds of A, everything is perfect. I've never seen a team more comfortable around a site in Valorant than Sentinels on that A site Haven. Just fantastic work all around. They weathered the storm for everything 100 Thieves had, and they looked fantastic doing it.
Yeah, such a strong showing, and we already saw this kind of result last time Haven was played between these two teams just a couple days ago. Similarly, Split was also played, and similarly, Split was also quite difficult for 100 Thieves. We'll have to see what awaits 100 Thieves, as now Sentinels are 2-1 in the lead in this best of 5, but now it's time for a break, and then we're back with the analysts.
Kita lihat si ceweknya, si Tens. Nah, gimana nih reaksinya ini? K-Day.
One greatest player ever, McDonald's on Breeze.
That is true.
There's 2 archers on Breeze in the B site spawn. It's called McDonald's in ranked, and our team calls it McDonald's.
On Breeze B site, we also have back left is D's and front left is Boba.
No, I remember Breeze, like the first few days it came out, it was just awful. Like the A site, I heard everything in the book.
Honestly, in the last Uncensored, when I was like, okay guys, we've been kind of getting at each other's tournament, let's reset. And Tom's immediately like, are we disbanding? Like, no, like.
Kenapa serut?
when I was like, okay, guys. Hilarious.
Tiga menit. Bracketnya mana ya? Di sini kayaknya. Ayam tetangga udah pada berkokok, guys. Mana ya? Udah main nih, guys. Match keempat. Match keempat. Let's go. Main di mana? Aksen split.
Off the back of Sick and the IGO Shaz going 19 and 10,
Nice
going
one.
crazy. Sentinels go up yet another map, winning Haven and 100 Thieves. They're gonna have to try to tie things up once more. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a special shout out and some love to Zawi once more. If you tuned in earlier, I told you about their program where if you use the code VCT10, you'll be able to get a monitor rental, but it's not just that. Zowie has been doing big things with Nursery Gamers, and they have partnered up to call upon all the Valorant players that want to see what the pros see. With the new advanced up-to-date software on the VCT's chosen monitor, the XL2546K, players now have the ability to transfer monitor settings across the globe. Now head on over to Nursery Gamers website where you'll find the settings of the pros and the ability to directly download and try them out firsthand. So for those of you out there that think you can play like Tens a little bit, you know, you can get the settings and try it out yourself. You might not be as good, but you might be able to get out of bronze. But on the desk, I'm here with Van Silly and Bach, and fellas, 100 Thieves versus Sentinels on Haven. It wasn't as close as the map before, but still, Sentinels put out a big way.
Yeah, the type of comeback game that I was expecting from 100 Thieves unfortunately does not come back. We did get a double digits here that Bach wanted as well, but I think it's not a bad thing again with this composition. It's a nice thing that I only get to say it one more time. I feel that what can maybe help this composition that has this triple initiator is if we actually do have Nitro on this Astra again, because they have so much utility to be able to gather information before they hit the sites, and going single duelist to have Asuna be able to dash in, create that space works out, and he can still get some frags. But I feel that if they have the Astra,
Sentinel udah
and they're
menang.
able to put some stars down and be as aggressive with the 0 point that KO can bring into the site, that's going to make the defenders give them a hard time actually to anchor into the site and maybe help a little bit more for 100 Thieves on their attacks here on team.
Yeah, one thing I actually really love is the KO play. Steel was obviously working it masterfully. In fact, in the first half, Steel was one of the few players who was really stepping up for the team. There was a round in particular, round 6, where Steel throws the fragment over the wall to take out a KJ ult, the lockdown. It was like in the moment, just quick, pull, throw, lands right on top of the ult, kills it. He dies as a result, but he leaves Hiko in a 1v2 to clutch. It's one of 3 rounds they won in that first half. So.
Yeah, put some respect on Hiko, man. Hiko's play was outrageous. He was, I believe, the shot dart kill and then
yeah,
and then the last
made
one
quick work of him.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not one player over the other. Like, without Steel doing that, Hiko's never in that play. Without Hiko winning that, Steel's play means nothing. So, but it's a good combination. Their efforts were definitely recognized. You can see them both sitting at the top of the charts. And it was like that for most of the game. We did see a little bit of a step up in performance as the first half kind of picked up speed and we jumped into the second half. But it was just too little too late.
Yeah, that's where it was over actually in the second half, where the wins got knocked out of the sails for 100 Thieves, and that was based off basically what you were calling before, Veli. Those top 2 players, Sick and Shazam. It was 2 clutches that came in, because if we had a perfect flank from Steel, but after that, Shazam clutch a 3 versus 1. Sick clutch a 2 versus 1 on the A side when 100 Thieves were trying to play their first. And after that, those were an uphill battle the whole time for the second half, and it's just not enough for 100 Thieves to get that chance to get that comeback.
Not at all. Now, heading into the next map, Bach. 100 Thieves, are they gassed right now, or is it Sentinels way too much for them? Because that game right there, right on Haven, wasn't as close as we saw on Breeze at all. It wasn't 100 Thieves like.
But to be fair, it wasn't that far off from the previous match they played. They lost 13-8 to Sentinels in the upper final. They lose 13-6 here, so it's not entirely surprising to see that happen. We know that Haven is a really good map historically for Sentinels. The problem is, so is Split.
That's right.
And we know that 100 Thieves did not play Split well. We saw them playing Split. It felt like the early round was there, the mid round didn't quite develop the way we needed it to, but also when they played against Sentinels, Sentinels just basically didn't let them do their plans. Yep. Like you had mentioned it. Go ahead, throw out that 0 point. Don't care. I'm just going to eat it and we're just going to out-aim you. I don't care if I lose my abilities because I know in a one-on-one, I'm going to use that confidence, that swagger from Sentinels that allowed them to just steamroll rounds.
Yeah, ultimately, I feel like it was missed opportunities. I mean, remember the Hiko flank where he was going around pillar at B while his teammates were fighting from heaven, and you just saw Tens along with his teammate just wrap everybody up and got the kills. Hiko didn't have the information, and Sentinels, they just rolled through him. Yeah. So 100 Thieves, in order to come out on top, Van Silly, what are a few things you definitely want to see right now on Split?
I mean, we talked about it, I think, like a few days ago. It was a competition for them to test things out and see how things work out. Now, when we see the execution of, again, the KO coming in with the Viper 2 into the site, Zom was the one that was able to stop them quite fast with his stars. So if you're actually able to have Steel lurk, maybe, and play a 1v1 against him somehow, against Zoms, and puts a 0 point, like any type of setups where you have to learn how Sentinels set up, then maybe that can help out the rest of their team for the
Me personally, I'm excited for Split. I can't wait to see the aggressive play in Garage, and I want to see 100 Thieves try to battle the back and make a tied game. Because I know my boys Sean and DDK, they want a good series of commentating. And speaking of who, fellas, Sentinels, you guys think they're going to close out on Split or not?
They say numbers don't lie, Sean. Like, I guess that makes a lot of sense. I don't see any way for 100 Thieves. Statistically speaking, historically, you know, I can't find the angle. Is there an angle, Sean, on this one?
I'm buying low right now on 100 Thieves Split, and I think we're getting 5 maps. I really do. And my theory is, I think right now they're about to start on the defensive side. Am I right about that? I think they floated Split, so that way Sentinels would have to pick it. Is that correct? We have to check.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sentinels pick Split. So in the initial matchup, 100 Thieves looked very shocked when they were on the attack side. And it looked like they didn't really have solutions for the Dapper Killjoy setups. This time around, they will have those solutions. And they looked really, really good on Split yesterday against Envy. They started on their defensive side. I think this time around will look a lot different than yesterday.
I hope so. I definitely hope so. I think, you know, they definitely got... It seemed like they were off balance for sure, and they've had time to kind of adjust that. And going into a best of 5, you know you're going to be playing pretty much all of the maps. So, and you know that those maps that came up previously are very likely coming up again. So we saw Haven, the adjustments didn't really quite work. I felt like there was definitely a better look here and there. We saw signs of strength. It just wasn't enough and in the right places for long enough. So we'll see on Split if anything is going to be a bit, you know, going better here for 100 Thieves. Do you expect any like, let's say, starker changes, like composition changes, or do you think they're just going to keep to the tried and tested?
I don't think so, especially after that game we saw yesterday against Envy, right? It was like confirmation for 100 Thieves that their split wasn't the problem. It was their approach against Sentinels. Maybe they had the wrong game plan that day. Maybe they weren't ready for how Sentinels approached the map. It was just a fluke occurrence in their mind. I think they have the same comp today. They get to actually go through a full defensive half of Split, and we might get a very different outcome because of that. It really does matter which side you start on in this map.
Yes. And I mean, who are the key players to watch out for here?
Alamin boy.
But let's who do you put the focus on? What are the and also what are the win conditions for 100 Thieves?
Ooh,
that's 2 questions there. You can pick.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the win condition for 100 Thieves is Hiko having a good game on Viper. That might sound, you know, crazy with Asuna in the server, but they put a lot of pressure on him on Split when I watched these last 2 matches that they've played. He has to hit the one-way orb on B. He has to lock it down with his mollies, and we all know Hiko's not really that Viper player. He never has been, but he's recently taken up the role, and he's done a great job at it. But playing against this Reyna 10s and the Jet on it's a totally different game. It's a totally different ball game when you play against those 2 on the Duelist. So can he have a lockdown performance on Viper?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see, and also, you know, for me, 100 Thieves, can they find ways to consistently win the early game as well? You know, we see that's you know, obviously a big factor on a map like this, the battle of map control early on. You know, B main control was something, let's say, the 100 Thieves very successfully won against Envy yesterday repeatedly, and that gave them a lot. So that's one thing that I'm looking at as well. But there's definitely answers for that with the composition for Sentinels. So curious to see how that very first dynamic goes in this matchup too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think 100 Thieves' approach on the last time they played Split against Sentinels was kind of trusting that Sentinels wouldn't do similar things to what they've done in the past. And Sentinels did those exact same things. So how does 100 Thieves react when they're on their attack side to Sick pre-slowing Market when he comes out of ropes? Because that's his staple play. He slows down everything in mid, quite literally, with slows. And it looked like 100 Thieves was just stagnant in mid, and you can't have that on Split. Like the map suggests, you should be splitting the map, not just going A and B everywhere.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Sentinels versus 100 Thieves. Sentinels, if they win Split, they have won this, and they have cemented themselves the best that North America has to offer going into a Masters Berlin. Now, to kick things off here, we have Sentinels on that attack, and looking like they want that science. They've got Elodie control already. Oh my goodness.
My win condition is
it's gone. It's just gone. And it's gone.
Oh my goodness. They do have one more controller, but this beast side is gone, and that's 150 health for 10s, and more dinks coming in.
Yeah, it's not a good look for 100 Thieves. They're getting wrecked. What? Jumping right click at that distance? I just... what do you...
Dapper.
Oh, he's gonna take a selfie. Let's go, the selfie.
That's a hard one to watch, Sean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I said Hiko needed to lock down this site, and it's gonna be different. I mean, he's gonna be playing against some monsters over there, some demons. I know he played against El Diablo yesterday, but these guys, Tens and Chess together on a team, when they're both playing duelists, it just hits different.
Yeah, it does. And here's that slow you're talking about. It's so good. It's like 100 credits, like super cheap.
Ooh, shorty gang.
Shorty gang. Di bawah, di
Early
bawah.
control, this early space that, toxic screen might be somewhat annoying, but wall there to try to get through with the flash as well, so straight through. Oh, the shorty comes in. Eco does get traded, but that's always nice. 10 is dead. And they haven't managed to win the position. Sick is actually trapped in the next corner. Surely they want to go for this, and they're going to finish him off. But they know
Steel has it opening now because of all this.
That's Steel gone as well, so they have that A side to get this spike planted. Couple guns collected though, and a massive burst from Dapper.
Yeah, and it makes me a little worried because he's out of the play here.
Someone's on the heaven position. Rafters. So it can be a good spot, but it could be one and done if they decide to all come out at the same time.
And the plant location for Sentinel is brilliant. Given Dapper's lurk, it's planted for him now.
Tiga-tiga di sini.
This retake. It's getting harder and harder by the second.
Yeah, it really is, but they're all away towards elbow, so they're going to be able to fight together. Tom has dropped off now. He's actually isolated. He's going to go down. Doesn't get much damage. Dapper, though, on the other hand, with Shazam now, 2 versus 2 in these positions. It looks very favourable here for Sentinels. Dapper finishes it off nicely. Really well played by Sentinels. Just like you said, they set Dapper up to succeed.
Indeed. I mean, with that said, is a great anti-eco round right there, coming from 100 Thieves, getting 3 frags, making 10s reinvest in the shields. So nothing to hang your head on right there. This round regular bonus, Asuna immediately bringing out the operator. We didn't really get to see much of this in their initial matchup against Sentinels because they didn't have a lot of gun rounds to work with, let's be real. So can he have success in mid against this Sentinels attack?
And he's looking for that opening pick, and see if gets teased. Oh, he gets one, but he can't even press the dash in time. The kill came in so quickly, that trade from 10.
Nice trade kill.
Can they stabilize here, 100 Ds on defense? If Sentinels reset, they've got a 4v4. This much time on the clock, that's very favorable.
Dapper has the trip at A, so feeling quite good about no A push coming in. Hiko put up the retake wall, which is, I mean, you get no vision. Yeah. They're going, right into him. They're going right into him. It's all on timing.
Nice. Oh, Nitro converts the second kill, so it's a 2v2, and the information is there. It's a big rotation.
Look at the lurk from Dapper. He's always taking this advanced around the opposite area of the map.
Dodge the flash too. Ethan, Eco is coming in from spawn, but the positioning is so good for this spawn approach. It will be so hard here. He's going to be isolated. Does he get traded? He does get traded. Dapper is so hard to know where he's going to be. Up in the elevated position. And he's making a home movie here.
Anjir.
Oh, man.
3-0 for Sentinels.
Dia ngapain kayak gitu anjir.
Dapper. Oh my goodness, it's his turn. It's his turn. I feel like everyone on this Sentinels team takes turns just plowing through their opponents, destroying their confidence. And Sentinels, the more important thing to note here, Dan, another bonus round won by them to kick off the match. Same thing as Haven. This is where it's getting weird. It's getting weird for 100 Thieves because allowing the ults to build, the economy to roll like this, you don't want this against a team like Sentinels.
Slow mids. Aggression coming through. Oh,
the fuck?
God,
what the hell?
I just can't believe it. It's so painful to watch for 100 Thieves. Sam shutting them down. Can't even see a
nice
single
banget, Dapper.
It's handsome tonight.
Wah, tibek.
Oh, why on earth would he be crouching right there so many times, Dan?
Karma. Instant karma.
Must be something tactical about it.
Ethan, quick pop flash there with the sheriff. Would have found another one. He would have escaped every step, but they're on top of him. Ethan!
4K,
Ethan did a lot of
4K.
damage there. This guy is damn good.
Wow. Almost brought 100 Thieves single-handedly back into this game and calming Dapper down. I'm sure Dapper is definitely wiping a bead of sweat off of his face after that one. Shaz finding through this toxic screen. Just lines
so
up the corner. Oh.
It feels so unfair, Sean.
Oh my goodness. Res on the table for Sick. And again, the pre-slow towards B. Just being so annoying. Making sure no aggression can happen there. There you go. It's opening pick again for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, they've got that mid control as well. The 5v4. They can play pretty passive. Again, there may be an argument to get the res in here, so surely they would expect that. You can see the smokes going up to protect that. Just got a whole team here to protect the res.
Yeah, 100 Thieves knows they can't fight for this right away. It might be a delayed hit. There it is from Steel.
He's actually getting it in. Ethan crossing into the spray there. Very, very low on health, but still alive. 5 versus 4, so able to actually counterplay that res play. Gets the res off the board. Asuna is in a good position here. How much can he get though? They might be looking for this all about timing. He's in such a strong position, Asuna. And there it is. Asuna is going to be able to take them down on the flank. There's one player left. He'll get taken down by 6. Steel's got to be careful. Crossing into Hiko. Now it's down to Shazam. 4 players still left here for 100 Thieves. This would be a great round to build money. Shazam's objective: do as much damage as possible.
The in-game leader already died once this round. Looks like he's having second thoughts about dying again.
Yeah, going through that choke point is suicidal. And if he can drop the gun next round and pull out the Blaze Storm as well, so keeping the Phantom actually does give him a lot here.
That's a great point. Yeah, he has the Blade Storm on deck, so he doesn't actually even need this Phantom. He might drop it over to Thieves. He might drop it over to one of his teammates who are low on money.
For HP, Ethan, wah gila sih.
Which they might be because Ethan got it down to a 1-on-1 that prior round.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He wiped out 4 players. I mean, that's incredible. Like the impact that has. Like you're completely right. Like look at the money here for Sentinels. It is awful. So Shazam does drop the Phantom, the Dapper, I think, and he can get the Blade Storm out. We've got a Spectre on 10, so because of the Blade Storm and that drop, they do actually get a round here with quite a bit of firepower.
Look at the Emperor Spectre. What is that like?
Okay, Blaze Storm and the Trailblazer taking that B main control here, 100 Thieves. And they drop the Viper's Pit in here. This is oppressive stuff. Sentinels, how do they find a way out of this? How do they get control of anything here?
Yeah, and then look at all the Astro Stars on A. I mean, there's really no great choices for Sentinels in this round. First Nebula down for Nitro, and you can see Sentinels is taking advantage, and they're taking ground little by little.
Shazam does not have any dash.
Nice.
Sorry, any jump drops, so he's stuck on the low ground here.
I know exactly where.
The Cloud Burst dashes into it to secure the flower pot position. Steel trying to stay alive at the backside here. Shazam looking for the perfect moment to go for this one. Teasing Nitro. Oh, that's a nice flick onto Steel. One more to go at the backside. Can Shazam find it? The right click misses, but it's just overwhelming Nitro here. Oh, Asuna's in the picture now with his Blade Storm, trying to find the headshots. Couple knives left on this one to try to get the refresh. He gets the refresh. Asuna keeping the round, the chance here alive.
The wall, Dan. He has the wall and the molly. The retake is possible here.
Asuna looking for another one. He gets it. 2 more players to go. Asuna coming alive in this one. 3 kills, looking for the ace as he starts the round. Corner for the backside play. There's another right click. Asuna gets the ace with the Blade Storm.
What the fuck?
The B side to save it. 100
What the fuck?
Absolutely incredible round by the young prodigy on 100
What
to
the
keep
fuck?
them in this game. Oh my goodness.
What the fuck?
I think he had 1 play left when you called the play in heaven. The refresh comes in. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful stuff from Asuna.
Nice banget,
Yeah,
sumpah.
Jet Diff coming through here. Absolutely insane stuff from Asuna. You know, good support coming through from Hiko as well at the end seconds here. Oh, and he's like protected by the screen there as well, the updraft. It just puts Tens in such a difficult spot. Has to whiff all those bullets. Insane. And that's going to keep 100 Thieves really in this one. Look what it's done, Sean, to the money of Sentinels. They're on a full save, because in the previous round they were already on a 4, so this is a few sheriffs.
I'm going to be ready for this. Look at him. I think he's hiding behind the box on the ramp. Shaz cleared the angle. Nitro is in a great bait position for Ethan.
Ethan doesn't need it though. Ethan will find the extra player regardless. Tens and Zoms left, and 100 Thieves, that really starting to hit their stride. Off of the back of that ace from Asana's Bladestorm, that really energized the team.
Nice.
I mean, it always feels good when someone on your team just absolutely owns everyone, especially in a round that feels kind of lost.
Dapat nih.
It just really feels good.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, he brought the momentum back to 100 Thieves. And he probably makes his teammates believe now that, you know, their star player is on a heater. They can win any round. When Asana looks like that, 100 Thieves is... They're just total... They're a different team because they rely on him so much. So, we're at 4-3. 100 Thieves. They're back in it, Dan. Asana is over here at A, and he's looking for the pick on Dapper. The cam is going to spot him, though.
Camera taken out.
And that does tell them quite a bit as well. The lurk play from the Cypher, it's a big mid burst. And seeing the two players there, they know they can go quick because they know that there's no defense here in mid because Asana was towards A. So Sentinels are like really capitalizing on Asana picking the A push, and they've got a B site now. This is a retake setup here
The
for
Cosmic Divide and Steel's ult will come in though from KO. This could get sketchy, but look, Dapper left a trip in mail.
Still gonna get this trip today. Steel's gonna have to deal with Shazam in mail. This is a big win if Shazam gets this. He does. Oh, he's gonna go down right there in the ult form. He's just gonna get just absolutely obliterated. Oh, but push is gonna come through. It is straight into Sick. He's ready for it. He actually survives. He actually gets back into the site. 3 players left now for 100 Thieves, and they are not liking the look here. They can't get into any choke points. Steel failed towards mail, and they also did not get through spawn. So it's just nothing left.
Absolutely nothing. I was worried about the trip, but I guess, you know, the KO ult reaches Dapper all the way towards B lobby and deactivates the trip for Steel. Doesn't matter. He definitely needed some help there. Whew. So, 100 Thieves, Tuck's tail, saves 3 weapons. That is so fast. That's such a fast call from Shazam, the in-game leader of Sentinels.
Yeah.
You saw the 2 players on the cam. Dapper gets the info, and like you said, right away, the picture is painted. You know, the offers at A, run it down mid as fast as possible. They just do not stop, because it's actually likely that a 3rd player is probably floating around A, whether it be ropes or heaven. You know, like, you might not even have the whole picture from that cam, so it's worth it to run it down towards the B side.
You see sort of the default there, just that ice orb slowing things down towards B main. Asana will keep check on it though. He sees that nothing's actually happened towards B main, and so now they also know that this player's mid. So Nitro, can he hold on here? Oh, I don't believe it. Shazam somehow survives there.
How?
15 HP. Gonna get healed up as well. And oh no, poor Ethan. Looks like that was a given too, but Sentinels come out the better there. Eco can't quite find the timing, so shy of it. Down to Steel here with this operator. Great shot there. Looking to try to keep hold of this position. The ice wall comes up to block Steel's line of sight with the operator. That's a great play for Sentinels.
It is, but that really filters them all to the side besides Tens. It was a big fight for Tens.
Full.
Great conversion there from Tens as well. Know exactly where he is. There's nothing left. They've got 2 operators. They're going to try to hold on to these.
Ngeri banget bah.
This is not anything that they can do from these positions. So Sentinels, you know, they making really great calls here, Sean.
It's actually incredible how quick, you know,
Dapat
after
lagi
that frag
nih.
on Nitro,
Yeah.
Jazz throws the one-way smoke on Jet, blocks the trade from Ethan, because Ethan was ready to trade that frag. He had the guiding light going under it. But he just can't. He can't capitalize on it. And, you know, I would say that Nitro and Ethan probably should have won their gun duels, but I would also say that the way Sentinels approached that was fantastic.
And it's so crazy too, because this round would have looked so different if that 1v1 there, it goes Nitro's way. It looked like he was in such a good spot. He was able to get the first few bullets out there as well, and just losing that duel, then it just becomes so difficult. And that's a 6-3 advantage now for Sentinels in this first half here on splits.
Oh damn!
See if 100 Thieves can bring these.
He's going to be trapped. Steel is going to have a nebula right below him.
Oh,
gravity well.
It's the delay peak.
Oh,
gets out too. Reposition on Steel.
Sick gets the orb though. He has ult, can bring Tens right back into this round, and there it is. The wall coming B main. He gets the orb, and Tens is coming back in.
You will not kill my ally.
Not much they can do about that.
3-5.
But do they reset here? Because look at the ground gained in mid. Yeah, so they're going straight for the B commit. Steel's in an extremely committed position. He is probably going to die here. He has very little support. In fact, he has no support right now. Oh, Steel has no support. They don't know about this push. Steel's alone. He gets at least one.
Nice trap kill here.
But this site is going to Sentinels.
Careful here.
I think they have to concede the plant. And you can see Tens even has the time to get the great plant that can get seen from B main.
Itu posisi crosshair di kepala persis loh.
They're stuck in a corner around the Vipers. A snake bite, and Sentinel's looking to defend pretty well here. Nitro in the 1v3. He's got a crossfire to deal with here. It's very hard.
Nice, Shazam.
And Shazam will finish it off. Sentinels pick it up 7-3 now in favor of them, and it seemed like just the misread. They had the info mids, and they thought the rotation was going to A, and they stacked away from that B site, and that was an unfortunate moment for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate because Steel had a good round. He got 2 frags this round. Unfortunately for him, one of them came back into it. So, and the site's lost. The Cosmic Divide comes in, and yeah, it's such a difficult retake for 100 Thieves with no ults on the board. But they have another buy.
Hikonya setup di Garrett semua.
I'm being honest.
I know exactly where.
Well, Nitro goes down, so that's not a good start for 100 Thieves. Steel might be able to make this one work.
Nice.
Can't get the gun out in time, and Sick is going to take down Steel. Ethan answering back at least. Asuna coming through, and you can see the rotation there. All of the B sites under control here. B Heaven
nice.
is under lock and key as well, thanks to Tens. So 100 Thieves really coming in behind on this round. They've been outpaced, outpositioned.
Spike planted.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't have said it better. It looked like all 3 of those players just completely unaware of what Sentinels is going for and all of the options available to them. All 3 of those kills just from unaware players.
Yes, banget.
It is a tough life here on split. The 100 Thieves, in the best case scenario now, is 4 rounds at the end of their defending half. I mean, that's rough. That's very rough indeed. Want this to go all the way, and you know what? I mean, it's going to go as far as it needs to. Sentinels looking to make the statement that they're not only the best team in North America, but it's by a large margin.
I mean, they have definitely proven that so far in the last couple maps. They have found their form late in this series. It was like that map loss invigorated a different style out of them.
Last round.
Like, one of these rounds was won by Asuna with like a clutch ace off of the Blade Storm. And so if you remove that round, we're not looking at consistency here for 100 Thieves.
Lah. OP-nya dibuang.
Okay, we're into the next round then, and we've got the Operator on Asuna. He's going to be focused on that mid peak, coming in from B Heaven. We're going to get the Ice Orb, I presume, at the same time to prevent early control plays around B lobby.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Walbusnya
That is absolutely filthy. Just such a different look too. They see the cages coming over, but you never expect the Blade Storm coming out of Shazam. Change of pace. Steel overextending again, but can find something this time.
This is huge. This is really smart because they need someone to take a risk. Hopefully for them, this risk from Steel will pay off. He can catch a rotation. Oh no, he goes so deep and he gets caught by Tens. So that's been blown up as well. At this point, I don't know what they need, but they need to find some kind of advantage. You get the rotate back to A.
The
Asuna
wall
sees
from
nothing
Sick.
mid.
Look, it's pulled Nitro over to B. It's making Asuna rotate to heaven. Oh, Sentinel's just outplaying their opponents, not only with their aim, not only with their openings, but their mid-round decisions as well.
It's so beautiful to see that, just to see how they are controlling the rotations of their opponents in a situation like this. In the 5v3, obviously there's very little info for the defenders, and it's very hard for them because they want to make information plays, but it's so risky because if you lose another player, the round is definitely over. Asuna goes for a peek, he gets shut down by Shazam. Nappa with the fake flash, trying to be cheeky there. Nitro's going to punish, but it's up to Hiko, 1 versus 3. And he's coming in from the attacker spawn. It's not a good look here for him. You can see Shazam's looking for it. Hiko knows he's coming. He's going to take him down. 1v2. Tense is in the Empress.
Dapat nih. Tense in the Empress on that Vandal. Both of them holding the smoke.
Hiko's making it look possible here, but Zoms will shut it down. Great snap onto Tense, but that's a wrap for this half. 9-3. Finishing score there for Sentinels. Again, this is match and series for them. If they win this map, they are definitely the best in North America here, going against 100 Thieves in this best of 5. But 100 Thieves are not done just yet. They have a chance to save this one. We'll see if they can do it after this quick break.
S-nya loh, S-nya keren banget sumpah. Gila banget Asuna. Udah keempat ya. Damn. Guys, bisa yuk. Satu map lagi terakhir Icebox. Bangga live Valorant kah? Live guys, sore ya kayaknya. Sore. Kalian pantengin aja YouTube-nya. Atau Nimo TV-nya Namanya sama kayak ini YouTube XQB. Kalian cari aja Nemo ya.
This might be it here for 100 Thieves in this second half of split against Sentinels. It is looking like quite the hill to climb here for them, Sean, and they switch onto the attacking side. It is hard to find the win condition, but we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, and there's Dapper throwing that nerd cam on the wall. Hiko's gonna have to look for that. He's the lurk wall D himself. First, we gotta get through this wall. Sick has put it mid.
Entry lah ya kan.
Very passive setup from Sentinels, if I'm being honest. They're just split across the map.
Yeah, really reactive. You can see that they're going to allow the movement here. And so Chaz is actually going to try to stop this. He's got this advantage if they come up the ropes, so he can stop this. Asuna is beyond his angle though. That's a great pickup. So now it's like the question of, okay, the calling. What is the adaptation here for 100 Thieves?
Yeah, I would imagine that they have a good call. It's a 2-2 split, so they have their choice at either side. The rotate's going to be long. There it is, through the ropes.
Concealment.
I love how they pressured B first, just to delay the B rotation, just that extra bit. And yeah, they're going to go into Tenzi. He's going to find his timing. Oh, he goes straight through with the ghost. Takes down 2 players. Zombs is backside as well. Tens is doing so much damage. Asuna takes down Zombs, but Tens is still left. He's looking to decimate the entire push in this second half. Sick comes through, takes out Nitro, and that leaves very little to work with. Hiko against the world with 35 points now. 20 seconds on the clock. Has to pick up the spike, and they know exactly where he's coming from. There's the drop down into his poison orb, but that's where he's going to die. Sentinels pick up the pistol because Tens is a god.
Oh my god.
How?
I think he just ran through that nebula. I'm almost certain 3 bullets straight were headshots right here. Let's see. This was insane. 2. Oh, no, yeah, I was actually body shot at Ethan. Just insane. That's incredible that he goes for both of those kills, doesn't dismiss out, gets the 150 the second, you know, the suppress is gone. He is a beast. Slow towards market that I was referring to before the game. You see it just gonna slow Asuna down and single off steal. The one-on-one is gotten for Sick, and again the advantage goes to Sentinels.
Yeah, they're so good at playing off of these situations in the mid round too. They go really passive because 5 versus 4, you don't need the information as much, you have the player advantage. And 100 Thieves are looking for those picks. They can't quite find them though. Sick is really confident to take these battles, but it's a quick headshot from Ethan that will shut him down. Need to get the spike though now, and it's him.
It is him.
Arrived.
Run.
Run for your lives. Tens is coming. And looks like he's going to find it on the flank, and go. He's spotted now as well. No, I can't believe you've done this in the Cramp final. Have you no shame?
Oh, no. Well, actually, you know what? He kind of deserves it for all the breach nonsense. You know, that's
the hell. Tibik-tibik di pisau kawan.
Yeah.
Alright, now I'm rooting for Dapper.
Oh my goodness. Tens actually has the Empress here on the bonus round for Sentinels. They've won 2 bonus rounds so far in the last 2 maps. Are they about to win another?
Jelek banget wah.
That's a really good point. Yeah, 100 Thieves, you know, spending everything here. They are going to be going for it, just full sending to this A site. The Zombs will take down Asuna, and this defense is looking stunning. Perfect from Sentinels. Eco needs to one-up Ethan's Sheriff play at the ace clutch.
Jadi cepat banget, Cok.
Oh my god, it's
ngeras mereka mainnya.
Everything coming his way. Sticking with the poison orb, trying to dodge his way to success, running around with the Sheriff. It is horrendous. There for Hiko, and that's it. Match series finals point here for Sentinels. The best in North America, it seems. I mean, and the world. It's hard to take any of these accolades away from Sentinels. They are just so deadly. 100 Thieves now with nowhere left to turn.
Just clearly the best team in the world right now, and they have been for a long time. One more round separates them from this first seed going into Berlin. Oh man. Already a champion. They're gonna head to Berlin with that first seed if one more round goes their way.
Want to take it aggressively, take the bull by the horns, but Steel actually punished that one, looking for the aggression, and just like that, Eco's able to pick one off as well. Maybe Sentinels are really feeling that they've won already. 100 Thieves still here to play, and they will take the A site off the back of those picks. And Zoms, yeah, he's got a lot of work on his hands. He's going to get taken out. Just one frag, not enough. Well,
spike planted.
It's time for some shenanigans.
Yeah.
Healing over here.
4-12.
Healing.
We've been here before with 100 Thieves in this series against Sentinels. Why are Sentinels so good? How are they so good? How long will they be this good?
Well, Dan, I don't know if you can see the scoreboard right there, but they have a player named Tens on their team, and they have Shazam in-game leading, and they have Sick who can play any agent in the game. They're the best Sentinel player in the game. They have so much. Zoms is a god on Astra. This team has no deficiencies. They are incredible. They are our best team. And here they are again. Matchpoint with another full buy.
And they could really send a statement again. You know, closing it out 13-4 would be huge, but we'll see if 100 Thieves have anything to say about that in this round. Steel managing to lurk through with his teammates into that ropes position. It's waiting on the other side though. Yes, it's Tens and Shazam. And oh, they're being occupied. Yes, exactly. Favorably here for 100 Thieves. So a couple players on site. Tens goes down. Big win from so defending elbow. Again, cannot convert the next kill. 100 Thieves still playing for this one. And there's not too much here for Sentinels to do. Steel trying to actually take control of screens is going to go down. The Viper's Pit will be activated on site. Everybody's going to be playing within it.
Nightmare fuel here is if Sick gets a kill into this all and resident.
Oh yeah, that would be something.
But it looks like it's not going to happen.
Turns away just at the right moment, the wrong moment. Maybe the right moment, maybe he would have died. But he picks up the operator now and he can secure this into the next round. He can also make sure that all these players die. But that toxic screen will actually provide the cover so they can escape.
What is this for?
Saving.
Okay, so 100 Thieves pick up another round, 5 on the board.
Wah, dibogong sini.
Here, they have a lot of work to do still before I'm a believer, Dan. If I'm being quite honest. I mean, 5 rounds is nice, 2 gun runs in a row, that's great, but I've yet to see Sentinels, you know, put forth their best effort to win one of these rounds. They do this. When they have these massive leads, they try to play a little loose. They don't like showing all their tactics. They don't need to. They try to just close it out on skill, and most of the time it works. We have another shot for Shazam in mid with this operator. Does he find anything?
There's the ult. Steel can get res. This is what you're talking about before. He goes down in mid.
OP-nya Shazam parah sih.
Tries to punish. Shazam's going to try to punish as well. So able to get one frag out of that, but Asna's in now with the Blaze Storm. Can't find the connections. He's looking for Dapper with the Ghost takes him out, and Shazam holds the position. Neural Theft comes through. And everybody else is revealed. This might be the moment here for Sentinels to take this one over the line. Here it is, the last effort for 100 Thieves in B lobby. There's the jiggles. Oh, Steel, nice shot onto Sick, but again, the spike is lost in his forward position. They have to go for this. There's no other choice. So much to deal with through this single choke point.
How on earth do they get this spike back, Dan?
I do not know. But if it's a delay like this, you can see Shazam is going to have to eventually worry about the flank. But time is the enemy here for 100 Thieves as well as the Sentinels players.
The last Nebula for Nitro.
Yeah.
Shazam actually whips a shot. Nitro gets the entry. Stuck in the gravity well here. It's looking very difficult.
Yeah.
Falling back onto the angle. Gets taken down by Steel. 15 seconds to go for the plant here. Dapper swings around and he secures it. That's the Red Bull clutch. That's it. Sentinels are the North American Challengers champions. The best in the region. The best in the world.
3-1.
And you can't say anything against it.
3-1.
And I just cannot believe how they do this time and time again.
Wah, parah sih.
What a special team. What a special team, Dan. They just keep remaining on top of the North American scene and the world, as you mentioned. And we're going to have to see if they can hold that title again here in Berlin, where they're going to be entering with the #1 seed. Hats off to 100 Thieves, though. I mean, they battled back through so many problems of their own. Ending this tournament in 2nd place is a huge feat for them as an organization.
This is the moment where Dapper finishes it all off. And just as you said, Sean, it is such a special team, and it's early in Valorant's history, but Sentinels are making themselves, I mean, they're writing the history book here, and the question is, with the Sentinels era, how long does it last? Because we know, from all of the history in a game that as long as CSGO, it's really hard to hold on to an era. A lot of teams manage to get to the top, but few manage to stay on that peak. But so far, Sentinels, what they're showing us is that they have everything it takes to do that.
Yeah, they really have. They've proven they can stay on top in many different ways, too. They've had different lineups. They've had different agents. I mean, they just have such a good mix of people. Not even players, like just a great mix of personalities, their positive mental attitude, Every match, they just seem like at some point they're in the driver's seat. They're never getting blown out. They're just so special. And hats off to Shazam, another well-prepared tournament by him. The curveballs he threw at teams still working time and time again.
I wasn't ready, but congratulations to the
time and time again.
The Masters 1 champs, the Masters Reykjavik champs, and now the VCT NA playoffs for Stage 3 champions as they dominated with a 9-3 first half, by the way, against the 100 Thieves to win it all. And they're going to be your champions, but at the end of the day, we're going to break things down here on the analyst desk. But fellas, I don't see any losers in this matchup at all. You have 100 Thieves and also Sentinels, and throw Envy in the mix. We're just looking so good up here.
It's looking very good right now to see our top
Kita lihat reaksi pacarnya Ten sih,
I'm playing from home or somewhere else. So all the Sentinels are playing from home. They are currently in Austin, Texas. Tyson is at home here on the West Coast. But all of these guys
pengen gitu ya kan
Dallas
punya
right
satu
now,
di
where
rumah
they
kayak
have-
gini.
No, I know all the guys in Austin have pretty good ping, but Dallas is the best for ping.
Pengen satu gitu
Iya.
punya di rumah. Tapi yes, sudah lah ya.
Thank you, Frex, for the sub.
The little map control that was going in from Sentinels, you don't even need utilities at that point. They pushed up towards pipes, get a couple of entries, 100 Thieves tried double bombs, nothing's working for them unfortunately, and you just saw, as Sean Garris mentioned, sometimes you get that confidence you lose and a life skill comes in, they're just having fun in games right now for Sentinels, and when that happens for that team,
Nah, VCT mana? VCT-nya hilang. Ini.
For 100 Thieves, then Split should. It just feels like they've still got some things they're workshopping, things they need to figure out on their side, because clearly it's not working. We've seen them play it a couple of times, and while they've had varying results, it hasn't gone that way. I do applaud the fact that they're willing to try different things.
Yeah.
You're seeing this KO come in. I love that they're kind of being brave and
Parah sih.
shying away from the common meta, trying something different. And ultimately, teams like that
Mereka itu
usually do find
pemain-pemain
success
yang pro
eventually.
guys. Jadi
And we'll see how that plays out on an
mungkin
international
kalian
stage as well.
bisa nyontoh jejak-jejak mereka. Nah,
Right, so the KO play that we've seen, the Breeze play that we've seen, everything that we've
Ya,
seen
intinya
overall in
sering-sering
NA. I mean, fellas,
latihan
now
jam
going down the
terbang
list
itu
of
paling
everything that
penting
we
bro.
have going over to Berlin to represent us, do you think that our region stacked up against the others?
Mesti saya nggak jago-jago amat tapi saya tahu cara main.
Are you guys worried about
Penting.
any international competition really stepping in our way to stop us from once again taking the crown?
I don't think so at this point, right? I mean, when you get to a point where even like the EU analysts are saying that NA is on the top with Lothar, with what he said on their stream, we know now that NA definitely is number one and is the region to beat. So if it's not going to be on Sentinels, are they going to even match up against the Envy and 100 Thieves too?
Yes. Now, speaking of teamwork making a dream work, just like we saw with the Sentinels right there on Split, Van Silly, we have a Credit Karma, Instant Karma clip. Would you like to run the audience through?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the one on Vine, the pistol run that we saw from 100 Thieves on that second half where, you know, Dan, DDK, he mentioned it, it was fabulous, right? The fault line following after the Trailblazer finished from the Luka side, and then just the pitch to come in to make sure that Sentinels continues
Kita nunggu diwawancaranya, guys.
and then that crunch, the pinch, the frenzy coming in from the duelists on the forefront, that was just way too strong there for Sentinels to deal with, and that was definitely a nice Credit Karma moment from 100 Thieves.
And let's be completely honest for a moment. Seeing that Asian comp lineup still, I mean, still is a jet. I'm going to be honest, Van Silly, I would love to see more of it, wouldn't you?
Oh, bagus banget sih mereka mainnya,
When you're
parah.
watching Steel streams, right? So when you play, he doesn't always play like the Killjoy, the Cypher. He switches over to different agents, and I love it when he's playing the duelist rules too. So we've seen it. We see it now. The potential of what it could bring. We'll see if it's going to be something they're going to work with in the future.
Yeah, I actually wasn't sure how I felt about it at first saw the composition come in on Vine. I was like, this is like kind of weird.
Yeah.
But you watch that round, you watch both pistol rounds, the pistol round on the attacking side and the defensive side, and you can see they've done their homework. So they're putting in work in the background. That's why you haven't seen them play. It's why it's been in the ban. I'm not sure if they're definitely going to roll this into international play come Berlin, but if they do, they might find decent success with it. Sure, they didn't win against Sentinels, but they kept it way closer than I think any of us expected them to.
And overall, how do you think the Sentinels are looking heading to Berlin after that amazing win this tournament?
I think that if you're Sentinels right now, don't get inside your own heads. Don't get it inflated with ego and think like, oh, we're number one. I'm not worried, whatever, we got this in the bag, because you can easily come in underprepared for some of these international teams, and I don't think that they'll do that. I think that Shazam is going to do his homework on all of these teams, figure out what they need to do to take down the best of the best internationally, which will basically be the other teams from North America, the best of the best. You know?
Now, Bob, before we get the interview going, we actually have an Aim Lab flick of the day that you know all about because we have some crazy plays today. Which one came out on top?
It had to be in that last map there with Asuna and the Ace coming off the knives. You know, Asuna.
Ya, Asuna Ace-nya itu parah sih.
Coming in from heaven, it was getting pretty close to conclusion at this point, and then Asuna just pops off with the knife. It's a full knife ace coming out from Asuna. Gets the first couple ones out of heaven, then comes through from the screens. Will fly out onto the site and pick up the last two. As you can see, he comes around the corner. Yeah, there's the dash in, the updraft, last part right around the corner. A little bit of a pause for some style, and he dashes actually over to even guarantee the defuse on the spike. It was a great retake, but it was like one of the few rounds that we saw one. It was like the only way they were winning rounds is if someone basically gets an ace.
Asuna with the pop-off, definitely. This is something we're just used to seeing ever since we've seen him on the Immortals, like he was talking about earlier, Bot. He has been a phenom and
playmaker.
I can't wait to see Asuna tear things up internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have an interview player from the winning team. So, hey, I'm about ready. Whenever you guys can, let's get him up on the screen. It's going to be from the Sentinel. Shazam, how are you doing, man? So first off, congratulations. Good to talk to you again. But I have an honest question. You're going to yet another international land, and now you're bringing along some new friends. First, we saw version 1 take it really far in Reykjavik. We're really proud of him. But this time around, you have to face like 100 Thieves and Envy. How do you
think? Dia ngawancarai ada chance kayak di sini. Oh enggak.
I think both the teams are probably the best. Like I still think the NA region is the strongest. Like I've been following the other regions, so I expect NA to dominate Berlin. But yeah, obviously, like we can't get complacent.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Lothar from the Analyst Destiny, he completely agrees with us. Now, another question. Van Silly wanted me to ask you this because he thinks the stonks are just way up when it comes to KO. What are your thoughts on KO, and are we going to see a lot more KO on the Sentinels roster, maybe when you guys go overseas?
Yeah, like so we always experiment with our comps. Like we're always playing with different agent pools. Just because you see like a similar Haven comp doesn't mean that we weren't playing with like Sky or KO and stuff. I think KO is a bit overhyped at the start. Like you can make it impactful in like theory, but like when it came to application, we could see like situations where KO wasn't like having enough impact compared to like other agents we could have put in place. So it's probably like us just keep on experimenting, keep on trying different agent comps. Our ultimate plan is to have like multiple lineups, like depending on the team we play or something, how we could switch up like our comp depending on what they tend to do.
All right, and serious question. You guys have been on top for a long time now. DDK was questioning how long this Sentinels era really is going to last, hopefully forever, right? What are the biggest issues or just biggest challenges you guys have as a team for always trying to stay on top, always trying to revolutionize the way you play, and try to keep your way just way ahead of the other teams behind us, and not just NA, but in international play?
Yeah, it's not easy in this game. Like the game's always changing. Teams are getting better. People figure you out. It's definitely not easy to like constantly evolve and like stay on top. All eyes are on you, but like we do it. I don't think people understand how much work it takes. But like, you know, nothing good lasts forever, so gotta just appreciate it while it's going on.
Definitely live it up, man. I'm gonna leave this last segment for you to just say, hey, what's up to all the fans? Show your love and give us a big reason why NA is gonna win it all out there in Germany.
No, thank you guys for the continued support. You know,
S into H. Look at how
this year's been really good for us. But like our ultimate goal is, you know, these international events, Berlin champions. So we're gonna keep grinding and hope to make you guys proud.
All right, well, thank you so much, Shazam. I hope you have a great night and make us proud, man. You guys are NA's finest. We'll see you over in Berlin.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. All right, Van Silly, you got your KO fixed.
GG.
I'm happy with the answer Shazam gave us.
Super happy because that also gives me hope that it might happen, right? We did see some Sentinels during the qualifying matches before we got into this stage where I think Sick even brought the KO into play on Haven. So I would probably expect some of this to come out as well. But I do also remember Shazam saying all eyes on me. That's the Dr. Dre one, right?
No. It's Usher, man. Come on, get it together. All right, so let's go ahead and take one more look at the bracket. And Bach, I'm going to need your help for this one right here. So we know the top three for NA. Envy, 100 Thieves, we have the Sentinels, but also everyone else that just applied their hardest this event. And not only that, but the thing about NA that's even better, Bach, is that the teams you see here, the top 8, it gets even deeper, and that's when the LCQ steps in.
Yeah, just looking at the teams who really put their all out there, I gotta, again, one last time, give credit to Rise for making it so much further than I think anyone would have expected. I didn't even have Rise pegged as a team that qualified for this event, let alone take a map off Sentinels, beat TSM, a team that a lot of people were hyping up with this new roster coming into this event that were hopeful they would see them qualify. And then they go 3 maps against XSET as well, another team that is also on the rise. XSET beats LG. They lose 2-0 to 100 Thieves, but those 2 semifinal games, the 2-0s, they don't really paint the full picture. It was 13-11, both maps, both series. Envy narrowly lost to Sentinels. XSET narrowly lost to 100 Thieves. There is an alternative reality where 100 Thieves does not qualify for Berlin, but instead it's XSET. That's not what happens. They get knocked down to the lower bracket. They do their best, but they end up falling to Envy, who, thank God, finally got over that hurdle. We'll get to see them in international play.
All right, so fellas, it's about time to shut down the desk. We've had fun all week long. I'm not going to lie. Coming out to Philly to work with you again. Silly. Finally meeting you, Bach.
Thank you for watching, guys. Jadi udah fix saya pemenangnya itu Sentinel. Thank you semuanya yang udah nonton. Ada Bloom Gaming, ada Dewi, ada Febri, ada Potato. Ya, thank you semuanya. See you next time di live stream selanjutnya. Kalau kalian suka, kalian bisa subscribe, terus follow sosmednya di bawah pojok kanan apa kiri ya, di sini, gitu ya. Oke. Segini aja. Keep watching and peace. Bye bye.